Okay, it's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means it's time for another episode of Shop Talk. I'm your host, Chris Callen, here in the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio, joined by Heather and Mark, and we're ready for another great show. What's up, guys?
What's shaking?
It's Monday.
It is Monday. It's another Monday. No, it's Sunday. Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
They're all Mondays.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's 9:04.
Right? Ooh. How good is that?
We're way on time.
How good is that? So tell us what's going on in the world of motorcycles. In short, Heather, go.
Me?
Yeah, it's all about you right now.
And go.
I don't like motorcycles right now.
I don't
Well,
want
let's see. I don't want a motorcycle
anymore.
Let's see. We are 4 weeks away from you unveiling a new bike.
I'm going to grab you by your long, blonde, freaky hair.
Shall I figure out how many days?
No.
About 4 weeks away from you unveiling the next Twisted Tea sweepstakes bike.
We are unveiling. Unveiling. We are unveiling.
We are 3 days from going to print with another issue of Cyclesource magazine, which is amazing.
I took a nap today.
Mark took a nap today.
I like naps.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of cool events are happening. Like the One Moto Show just happened. The Northeast Motorcycle
Actually,
Expo.
the One Moto Show just happened. Just over now,
yeah.
right?
Like a minute ago.
Yep.
The Northeast Motorcycle Expo happened this weekend. Andy sent us some pictures of some bikes from there, and the Perowitz crew was there. There's good stuff.
So I'm putting the comments up because some of our Chopper Town people were in. Actually, Wes Weber waiting on Good Time Charlie in Thailand. Charlie is on his way to Thailand, man.
Oh, boy.
It's supposed to be like one of the biggest, craziest rallies that goes on over in Thailand, and Charlie got the nod, so he's on.
How come we never get to go to cool places?
I don't know, baby. I told you, I'm going to take you to the beach this year. There's a little place called Joe's Beach down in Lower Borough.
I want to go to the ocean beach.
Right along the side of the Allegheny River. It's beautiful.
I have the bucket of sand in my truck. So right now.
They're not funny. They think they're funny,
we
but
are
they're
funny.
not.
This is good shit right here.
So, hey, man, just to remind you guys, this is Shop Talk. Every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do our best, 9-ish, we always say, to come to you live from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. 90 to 120 minutes, all the bullshit we can fit, some news, some entertainment, and whatever we can squeeze in on the plate on what's going on around the motorcycle world that week.
We've got some cool guests tonight. Lisa Ballard, the brains behind Chop Cult, and Billy Lane snuck in on us, which is pretty awesome. He's got his 10th running of Sons of Speed coming up in 4 weeks when you have to unveil that motorcycle.
Dude, one more time, I swear to God.
Are you going to fire me? Are you going to fire me?
No, I'm not. I'm going to give you extra duty. Yeah, see? That shit ain't funny now, is it?
So when are you guys going to Bike Week?
What do you mean, when are we going? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, my God. Listen, body man.
Better hurry up.
Howdy from Pennsylvania. Jeff Smith. What's up, baby?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. All right, so lot to get through tonight. There's crazy bunch of information stacked up in front of me on the desk. And, like I mentioned, we go through 90 to 120 minutes, all the bullshit we can fit. Usually started off with a little thing we like to call the news. First up in the news tonight, and coming in from Road Racing World and Motorcycle Technology, this is going to blow your mind. Moto America Bagger Classic added at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. I can't call that WeatherTech Raceway. I just can't do it. It's Laguna Seca, man.
How about you call it WTech?
WTech.
Make you feel better?
Let's see. So, King of the Baggers, Moto America to bring bagger racing to Laguna Seca. What? V-twin baggers on a track at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca? Yep.
So we kind of knew this was going to happen because Chris came to me a little while ago and he said, "Hey, baby, can I race the FXR? It used to be a bagger." And I went, "A what?"
If we strap a bag on the back of it, does that mean it's a bagger again?
I was just kind of like, sure.
I like that idea, actually.
Oh, it will be.
We need to make the handlebars turn a little more first, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that bike was built to go straight.
So anyway, wicked cool idea that they're doing here, man. They're actually, taking the whole idea of the performance bagger and they're putting people's money where their mouths are, out on the track. Let's see you get it done. Held in conjunction with round 6 of the 2020 Moto America Series, the Drag Specialties King of the Baggers will be part of the Moto America Superbike Speed Fest at Monterey. A weekend packed full of motorcycle sport and lifestyle. That means 7 classes of racing will take to one of the most famous racetracks in the world, the iconic 2.238-mile circuit that's nestled in the hills of Monterey Peninsula. It's going to be so badass. We'll definitely keep you guys up to date on this. I want to get some guys from drag in here, a couple of the racers for sure, so that we can talk about this. Wicked cool stuff.
Yeah.
Super cool. I need
I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, I would too. I'd like to be there and watch it.
Yeah, it'd be super interesting. I mean, these guys really know how to ride and all that crap, but like to get some of that action on them baggers and that being a really cool raceway.
Oh yeah,
that'd be pretty freaking badass. I want to do it.
So
I'm not scared.
I have to interject real quick. Mr. Tom Kiefer just joined us. He said, "Sup, ladies and germs." Tom, if you call my husband one more time and offer him a motor,
wait a minute,
and tranny,
wait a minute,
to race, I'm going to kill you.
He didn't offer me a motor and tranny to race. He has a 45.
Tom, I'm officially saying yes now.
No.
with a good tranny. The man's giving me an opportunity. Don't bitch at him.
Mr. Kiefer, those calls come through me first. Just saying.
All right. So hang on one second, man, because we got something in from social media here that we got to take a look at. How do I bring this back? So,
yeah, this is cool.
Sam Look Sampson. Yeah, thanks, bro. You guys are the best and wishing Core to live with you guys. But I'm okay. Still am drywaller. Who's Sam? Taper finisher.
It's from France or something, it says. Keep going down further.
I'm losing it. So it's at 9 o'clock and I'll get up at 4:30 in the morning. I have to do a good week because it's the Maple Grove Drag on ice. It's a great event. Crazy. It keeps jumping on me. Damn it. Let's just have Sam call in. Lots of great competitors. Going to be there for my... Oh, sorry for my spelling. French. Yep, so jealous. I'm probably never have
Oh,
the
he's
chance.
in Quebec.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, cool. I was trying to
So,
read it.
listen, Sam, this is what I want to know. Can you cover... Even if we have to translate, can you cover these ice drag races? Yeah. I want to see that,
dude.
Man.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Get us some pictures and some video. I'd love to have that.
Right on. And again, Tom.
Yeah, he said, "Look how quick he is. Look, yeah. Sam is awesome."
That's right.
How do I do it? Hey, man, get a hold of us. There, you go to cyclesource.com. You can hit us up through email, and we'll walk you through everything. It'd be killer. Be killer to have some stuff about that. I love ice racing. It's one of the races I still got to do.
So, Nick, real quick, it wasn't a gift.
It was damn near a gift.
What was a gift?
It was pretty cheap. The 45 and the tranny from Kiefer.
Oh, my phone didn't ring. I like motors.
Steve Broyles. He's already got me getting the motor and the tranny, and he says, bring it with you. Like, come on up and we'll make it ready to race.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's fine as long as all y'all get that life insurance policy on him.
That's not funny.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Funny.
But it is. I get some of that, though. Didn't we have this conversation before?
Sam is back about
I'm going to throw him.
Wait a minute.
Up.
This is business. How do I get in contact? Heather's going to put an email up right now. Rich Petoniak, Hello Dirt Drags 2020. We're working on it. We got some announcements coming up pretty soon. Okay, so back to the news. Jesus, you guys are bad for my attention span. Second up in the news tonight, Harley Davidson celebrates 30 years of iconic Fat Boy with special edition bike. This blacked out beauty is one heavenly haul. I can't believe you guys made me read that.
I know. Look, what is it? It's Fat Boy.
Fat Boy. It's been 30 years since Harley Davidson's Fat Boy first model year and 29 years since Arnold Schwarzenegger made an iconic Hollywood ride by pitting it against a T-1000 piloted semi-truck in 1991's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The storied American bike brand is celebrating with a 30-year anniversary edition of the Harold Hog that's limited to 2,500 examples. Pretty cool. Billy Lane is coming on. You guys are killing me.
He has to. Everybody likes them.
Everybody likes Snyder garlic chips.
They like them so much you can't even find them anymore.
Oh, you guys are killing me tonight.
This is good shit. You shut up and just keep reading.
Sam's going to cover the event, and he rides a Fat Boy.
Right on.
Is it black like that?
Hey, I don't think it's appropriate to talk about the color of a man's motorcycle. Or the size,
Wait,
for that matter.
flash the picture. Put that picture up.
No, no.
Listen, I got it right here. Whoa! We're going to get to this in just a little bit. In case you haven't seen it,
The show has gone off
in
the
news.
edge. That's good shit right there. Hey, Heather did say you have to be good. I don't have to, though.
Okay,
So
well,
we're good.
here, you just run my mouse hand. All right, next up in the news, this coming in from KOTA TV territory, ABC. Sturgis Fairgrounds may become a housing development. Sturgis Fairgrounds. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in Sturgis right now, man. You know what they're...
I don't dig much of it, though.
No, I don't either, in all reality.
Jason Sims, you're so bad. I wonder why they never made a fat girl.
Do not
But
do not antagonize them, Jason.
but they do.
We're going back to the Snyder's Parmesan and garlic potato chips because they have made a few fat girls. I'm telling you right now. All right, back to Sturgis. So, basically, the gist of this, Heather, go.
Woo.
I'm gonna kill you. So they want to sell off their fairgrounds, like where the high school has their rodeo and racetrack and all that stuff, to a developer so they can put up houses. Like, I'm super bummed about that, especially because that's going to be coupled with them selling off the Sturgis half mile, where, from my understanding, they're putting up low-income housing. So there's so much history that the city itself is taking away.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get on board with that.
And that's really part of the grain of it, too, you know?
I agree. I think, I think they're pushing them too hard. With the next story, I guess I'd have to bring the next one up. Is that
Yeah,
the next one?
we'll move on to the next one here. So next up in the news is also coming in from Sturgis, from the Black Hills Pioneer, the Jack Pine Gypsies against annexation. So the gist of the story here is Jack Pine Gypsies are not part of the city. Because of that, they enjoy a lower tax base, some different rules and regulations, have even, if you read through the story, have even given the city itself a certain portion of road frontage of their property, and in consideration for some special treatment on hookups and stuff. Well, now the city is pushing for annexation, which would give another 30% of the tax base right off the bat, and then the club members are worried about what it'll do as far as regulations and rules for racing and the club and everything else. So big question about what
Steve
is actually
Royals,
happening.
Slumlords. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it almost seems in one end they're pushing so hard, people are wanting to try and get out of the city, but then
It's been for years.
Yeah, now in some spots the city's giving up to make more money, so they're like getting both ends of the stick.
And one of my big things is, okay, so they're going to put up, in this particular case, maybe they'll put up 50 houses. Those houses are eventually going to be bought by investors,
Right.
so they can rent them out at inflated rates for Rally Week.
Oh, look at that, Michael Ballard. Right on, man.
Hey.
We're happy to cover the news, and dude, that includes anything you guys got going on too. Let us know what's happening out there, and we'll get it on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Thanks
is
for
a thing
joining
for
us.
all of us. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it affects everybody that drives and comes out there to spend the week. I mean, especially people like you. So,
Yep.
I mean, it affects your livelihood.
Well, and
does it affect your livelihood? How about that? What do you think?
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
What do you
I'd
think?
like to hear what you feel about it.
I just think it's sad. Like I said, the Sturgis half mile, iconic
my God,
track.
yeah.
It's going to be gone. Like, that's such a huge part of Sturgis history. What made Sturgis great?
For more income.
For more income.
Yeah, and in all reality, it's people like, the listeners, the people that come out there that are the ones that have made that place what it is over, 85 years? How many years have it been? What year are we up to?
80. This
80?
year is 80 years.
Yeah, I mean, so in all reality, the people should have an opinion.
That's funny. You were stuck between Sturgis and Laconia.
Oh,
I'm close to 100 somewhere. goddammit.
I'm in there.
Right. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds and what
It's sad.
happens.
I mean, is there any call to action here? Is there anything that anybody can do to
I think
to get on the side of the Jack Pine Gypsies Club. And
Yeah, would they put up a petition for signing, and then would that help if people outside of Sturgis signed?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
where would
Michael
that-
or Jason or anybody out there, if you
Yeah.
guys know if there's any action that we the people can take, let us know.
Like I said, you can
We
read
want to
this.
save that stuff.
You can read this on the Black Hills Pioneer. It's bhpioneer.com.
I'll throw a link in the comments.
Maybe throw a letter at their editorial staff even and see what we can do to get involved.
Yeah, and I guess in all reality, everybody that goes there, we go there every year. So even the people that go to visit, it's gotten so inflated. On top of the fact that we were kidding last year that you've noticed that instead of you seeing people at 9 o'clock riding their bikes down into town, now it's buses. So they've taken the riding out of Sturgis, in all reality. So now if they're going to start pushing some of the cool stuff that's nostalgically Sturgis to the people that have been there and love it.
Well, and that's the thing that we say all the time about the homogenization of the American Rally. Like so many of these things you go to, you see the same turkey leg vendor, the same lineup of bands, the same vendors, the same on and on and on, even the same entertainment. Now everybody wants to have hooligan races, and it takes away from the fact when I can remember I waited my lifetime to get to Sturgis the first time, and pulling into that, like as the country starts to change and you start feeling that Western vibe, man, and there's something so special about that. It would be a shame if the town lost the part of that identity that they have built into it.
The one thing I will say, Mark, you mentioned the buses.
Yeah.
I almost think those are a good idea because I see people making better choices when they know they're going to go into town to drink. So I can get on board with that one.
I do. I do think people need to make better decisions in all reality. So the bus I don't think is that bad of an idea. But most of the people, great, they do take the bus because they'd probably kill themselves on the way back. But,
or someone else, yeah.
Right. I'm thinking back the first time I had been in Sturgis. That was 30 years ago. To
wow,
me,
you're old.
I know, isn't that great? Obviously you can't tell. Back then, dude, there was people sleeping on the sides of the road as you came through town. You know what I mean? Now you can't pull over if you got a flat tire. So it's just gone. And again, with them taking this with the housing, and they're pulling out of what's bringing people there. Like Chris said, to go across country, when you start getting through the Badlands and coming into Sturgis itself, just the views, what you see is now starting to go away. You're starting to lose that.
Yeah, Sturgis, I think, will always be one of my favorites.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you guys are reading any of these comments on the social media thing tonight.
I can't read.
You guys are cracking me the hell up. Oh, and look at this. Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream. We've already broke 100 comments.
Nice.
On the show today. That's so badass. You guys are awesome. So listen, what can you do if you're digging Shop Talk, if you dig the stuff that we do here, or if you can just bear it at least? What can you do to help this thing going further and continuing to service the motorcycle community? You can hit the share button. Hit the share button. Make sure your friends know that we're live. Get your alert set up so that you know when we go live. And, again, every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. Right
on. Jason Sims chimed in. He said, honestly, the best thing people could do is actually support the races and attend. It's been a ghost town at these places for quite a few years. He's right. If you love it and you want to keep the history alive, you have to go. You have to participate.
Yep.
So I can totally get on board with that.
Well, we go.
I know that was one of the best Sturgises we had. We did 2 events that week, and then the rest we kind of just covered Sturgis, and we went to the hill climbs and we went to the races. Maybe we should do that again. Let's not work in Sturgis this year.
Well, I'll tell you.
For us to pack all the shit up that we take to Sturgis and not go, somebody's gonna have to work in Sturgis, and I'm just saying, I don't know what they're gonna have to do, but
not hating, just saying. Yeah, and last year's the mini bike races, the Handmade was off the charts. Probably one of the best days we've had out there in a long time.
Right.
So
I'm still watching. Michael Lichter was off the hook.
Wow, Sam is on it. He already sent me an email. Well, Sam,
look at him go.
Right on.
Hey, tell him he better get to sleep.
Awesome.
He got drywall to hang tomorrow.
You're hired.
So let's get back to the news here because we're actually doing pretty good getting through it. This is coming in from.
Well, now that you said
from the PR Newswire, Vance Hines extends Connecticut to AFT racing with Super Twins class sponsorship, continues operation of Harley Davidson AFT team. So cool. Anybody?
Oh, it's racing. You count me in.
It's awesome.
Couldn't they do that one backers?
Hey, a couple minutes ago, who was it that said, "To hell with racing baggers, let's race choppers"?
Yeah. Okay.
Was Mike Yorko? Of course, it was Mike.
Let's give that a shot too.
Give it to a Salt Flat racer to come up with some crazy shit like that. I actually saw a guy one year at the Bonneville Salt Flats doing time trials on a chopper.
Nice.
Somebody
That
did
was-
last year.
that
I
was
posted a
awesome.
picture.
That was so awesome.
There was a chopper last year. We weren't there.
Yeah, thanks for that, baby. I remember. we failed. So hey,
The van failed.
this is good news from radio.com. Actor Ryan Hurst giving away his custom motorcycle to raise money for animal welfare.
I dig it.
Is there like a doggy EBT card? Is that what the...
Probably. There's an EBT card for everything else, but at least somebody's giving back to something that needs to be given to.
No, but listen, on a serious note, if you guys don't recognize the name, Opie from Sons of Anarchy, known for his roles as Jerry. Wow, I'm just having a bad time tonight.
Beta.
And Remember the Titans, Opie on the FX series Sons of Anarchy, and Beta on AMC's The Walking Dead will hand over his custom Road King to a fan in Detroit later this year. It's now 2020, which means it's time to go big or go home. I'm determined to save as many animals as I can this year. Hurst wrote in an Instagram post accompanying a photo of the bike.
That's cool.
It is.
That kind of goes along with our little shop dog thing we started.
Right. You want to tell everybody about that?
We want pictures of your shop dog because they're going to go in our magazine. No, so we are going to do a shop dog page in the magazine because everybody has that loyal companion that hangs out with them all day. We have two, and we're super blessed to have them. And we're also going to be working with Hot Leathers to do a shop dog t-shirt. When you buy that, the proceeds will go to an animal shelter or a rescue. We haven't decided which one. We're going to do our homework and make sure it goes to a really reputable one, or we'll split it up over several throughout the country. But stay tuned to see that coming at you. It's a personal project of mine that I'm super excited to get underway.
Hey, I want to mention something real quick. I'm looking through the comments while you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, we've been married for a bunch of years now, so it just gets like that.
What? Huh? Are you talking to me?
Talking to me or Heather.
Right? See, I've been married to him longer than her, so...
I know.
So,
you can have him.
What a life.
Howard Wiggins says the drag strip has no spectators anymore. But you know what? I do want to mention about that, man. Burt Baker does that Run What You Brung deal.
Oh, yeah.
And like it's one of the coolest nights in Sturgis.
Yes.
It's so cool to just go there with people that are just like hanging out the track and just running motorcycles for the sake of it. Doesn't matter who's there, no purse, no nothing, and they're just raising hell. It's awesome.
I know you put Xavier on the war pony. No, Xavier weighs like 120 pounds soaking wet.
That's who you
He had
want on it.
never drag raced before.
He said he'll never do it again. Oh boy, I saw that.
Came out sideways.
Came out
Yeah,
sideways.
right. Yep.
Did 114 in the 8th, which was awesome. And the only reason he did it is because Bert called him
A vajayjay.
yeah.
The JJ.
He asked him if he was a vajayjay, if he had a vajayjay, if he had sand in his vajayjay. It was awesome. So back to the news, because here's our big story.
This is the one.
3,500 women, 6 continents, and a year of riding high. Through sleet and monsoons, cities and villages, the Women Riders World Relay has inspired motorcyclists to show themselves and each other what they are capable of. Heather?
You want to take this one before we run it down the drain?
Come on, Heather.
Let's just move on.
No.
No.
Give them the news part first.
No.
Okay, I'll do it then, since you won't. The
You
night,
guys are out of hand
the
today.
night Haley
Great.
Bell threw a leg over her KTM motorcycle and pointed the front tire towards Scotland, it was pitch black and sleeting. Exactly the sort of miserable weather
we need music.
most
Christopher,
bikers would
move
avoid.
on.
No, listen. Seriously, it's a good thing. The Women Riders World Relay. We're having a little bit of fun because we wonder, in all of this, like, great story, 3,500 women from 79 countries spent a year circumnavigating the globe on 2 wheels, logging some 6,300 or 63,000 miles. Some of them rode a few hours, others spent days or months, and a lot of them didn't even speak the same language.
Which is really cool, because somewhere along the line, this is all going to benefit certain things and certain causes and all this and that. But
Rebecca Cunningham is actually flying over to London, I think,
Oh,
for the
no
final
shit.
portion of it. Yeah.
Oh, right
She
on.
was part of it. She helped organize the Texas leg of it. And she's
for
going to be
her.
heading across the
But
pond.
again, you know, it's benefiting. There's probably a lot of things that it's helping and it's benefiting all that. And we're kidding around. We're making fun.
Because it's just the irony of things. You
Yeah.
know, like when they first came out with the hashtag Me Too, and generationally speaking, that symbol will always stand for
Right.
pound. And it was just
Don't go
stupid.
there.
I'm just saying,
stupid
move.
It was a
Don't.
stupid move. Just like why in all of this story would you end up using that picture?
Yeah, somebody had to have the brains to say this isn't a good picture.
That
to use
person's
here.
fired.
Yeah, right.
That person's
Out
fired.
completely.
So anyway, that come in from the New York Times. You can check them out by hitting up Women Riders World Relay and seeing what they got coming up next.
I had noticed,
Miss Judy said if you don't settle down, she's going to speed slap you.
I had noticed Evan jumped in there. Congrats,
Yeah.
Evan.
Yes, congratulations
congrats,
on your
Evan.
Good for
wins.
you, man.
What's up, baby?
Hey,
So you want to tell everybody
where's my
about his
bourbon?
win?
Where's my? Dude, they did the second run without us.
Oh,
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I saw they were posting all kinds of stuff with the run. I'm really upset about it.
okay. We have more news to get to, but we're gonna have to put that on hold because we're coming up quickly to our first guest of the evening. So we're gonna take 2 minutes, do a real quick break for the show, let Mark go to the bathroom, and
I don't know. Let's go to the bathroom. I just went.
I'm just kidding. We'll be back in 2 seconds with more Shop Talk. Stick around.
I joined the military straight out of high school because I felt like I really needed some direction in my life. And what I got out of it was a sense of purpose and, more importantly, to be part of a brotherhood. I started riding when I was 21 on sport bikes like most of us do when we're 21 years old. Quickly, I transitioned into love of a cruiser. My perfect ride would be with all my buddies with me, riding on the coast of the ocean. There's something amazing about having all your friends with you in the perfect scenery all at the same time. My bike is a 2015 Harley-Davidson Dyna Fat Bob. My favorite upgrades to it so far are my custom fairing and my 16-inch ape hanger handlebars. My name is Brandon LaBelle, and I'm a Dennis Kirk rider.
All right, man. Thanks to Dennis Kirk for helping us out, helping us bring you Shop Talk every week. Rebecca Cunningham actually came in and says that she is going to the finale and she'll be live streaming from there. Evan Favaro, everybody's giving him thanks, and he says, "Yeah, now for the 13-hour drive
Dude,
home."
how much sweeter is that 13-hour drive after
Right,
a win, though?
right.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Well, good for you.
if you go through Pittsburgh or near Pittsburgh, you got a place to
Yeah,
crash.
you're welcome. Crash here, baby.
Yeah,
So
if he has the check in the way while he's holding up trying to read it, it's so big he's not gonna be able to see the road. So
Heather, tell everybody a little bit about our guest while I get things set up.
Oh, Lisa Ballard. She is the brains behind Chop Cult, everybody's favorite motorcycle website. She's also one of my homegirls. She's from my neck of the woods, transplanted out to beautiful California. She actually for quite a while worked alongside Chris here at Cycle Source before moving on to greener pastures, saner pastures. She also happens to be married to the ever talented Dwayne Ballard, who we had on a few months ago. But more importantly, we want to hear about her and how she got started with Chop Cult and how she makes it so awesome, because she's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah,
she really
she's pretty
is
awesome. So.
And you know Lisa, right,
Oh,
Mark?
Yeah. She like everything she does she's awesome. I mean, she truly is. Like Heather said, it's like she puts everything into it, and she really gives it
Her all.
Yeah, not her all. Like she has a flair about her, what she does. You know what I mean? It's obvious that she puts her heart into it. I mean, both her and Dwayne. Dwayne's awesome too. Two good people.
Well, let's see if we can get her on the line.
Hello.
Lisa, how you doing? You're live on Shop Talk.
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, man, it's great to talk to you.
To you too.
It's been forever.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want to. Oh, sorry, Chris. I totally stepped on you. I want to start by thanking you for coming out from behind your keyboard and your camera for a minute to talk to us, because I know, like me, you're much more comfortable there.
Yeah. Well, I consider myself the Wizard of Oz. I kind of like hanging out in the back, and it's funny, people don't know that it's me. I get called a lot, but that's okay. As long as you're supporting what we're giving you, you can call me whatever you want to call me.
Right?
Right on. Hey, so listen, I got to tell you, just recently, Mitch and I have been going through old pictures a lot, right? Because
Nice.
Mitch is going to start this new thing in the magazine where it's almost like what Wind used to be. You know, we're just going to collect a bunch of pictures from people that send in, and he's going to help like funnel all that. But the first batch of this is all stuff from him, and I came across old Limp Nicky Lot footprint pictures, and that made me
Nice.
it made me so happy, because dude, that was something that was totally you getting that started, and it was so awesome. Talk about that for a second.
Well, I think the Limp Nicky Lot, the footprint came from growing up on the East Coast. My parents, I watched them give back a lot. So my concept was, if we go into the rallies, we're invading basically the community, but what happens when we leave, when we pick up our trash? What type of footprint can you give back? So I believe that we did in a few rallies, we did a few food can drives, which the buying power that the organizations had, the money that we gave would double, because they get better buying power than what we could get. I believe you had pizza parties. I think there was workshops that went in. So it was basically
the one trip to the reservation out at Pine Ridge with the kids from Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, it was also to show everybody that even though you're in this culture, we're human beings and we have families, and we're supporting it with the industry. So it's kind of a full circle moment.
Oh, that's awesome, man. It's awesome. So, how many years now with Chop Cult?
I started Chop Cult. I was given the opportunity to come in January. They sold Chop Cult, but also Chop Cult to Kai Stream. I did for a month. I was behind the scenes getting everything ready, and I debuted my first article February 4th of 2013.
Wow.
Oh, so you just had kind of an anniversary, 7 years, right?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Yeah, and it was ironic, because the first month that I was getting it all lined up, the new owners actually came up and said, "Look, we need X amount of dollars to keep the site active and going." So it was like, give me a couple of days and let me see what I can do, or I was going to be out of a job. So the following Monday, I handed them twice what they wanted, and I said, "Give me 6 months, let me figure out what this all entails," and it's been ever since.
Right on. Right on. So I thought it was funny today. I got to tell you, like, you know, I've had your phone number for, God, I don't even want to talk about how long we've known each other, but I've had your phone number all that time. And I actually looked at it today when I'm getting ready to call you, and I pointed at Heather because it's a 603, and I know that's her area
she's
code.
from my stomping grounds.
And I'm like, you know, there's something about you guys that come from that part of the country, because Heather still has her 603 phone and won't give it up either.
That's right.
There's no, because I mean, I live on the West Coast, but if I could get the opportunity to go back home, I'm a home girl.
Yep.
I mean, it's just.
There's nothing like it.
No, there isn't. There isn't. The family, the bond,
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
and it's probably, I don't want people saying, no, wait a minute, West Coast versus East Coast. It's how I grew up. And I think the way and, the morals and everything, I think that's carried on throughout every job that I've done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is different.
Yeah.
We grew up in a
Yeah.
very different place. Even here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is so very different than where I grew up in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. And, as much as I hate the cold, I could care less if I ever saw snow again. I would move back there. I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing the snow, but I love seeing it on the mountains, and I love not shoveling it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing that's nice about Pittsburgh, because I will tell you, like, straight up, I am vehemently opposed to shoveling snow. Like, period. If it's anything more than a broom, that's God telling me stay inside today. That's it. So I'm all right with Pittsburgh.
For those of us who leave the house to go to work, you don't have a choice sometimes. So
Yeah.
as sucky as it is. And I agree. I moved away from home 2 or 3 times, and nothing's better than coming back home. I think Ronnie's hitting on me.
Ron Tonetti is on the show tonight. Oh, God, it's crazy.
That's okay. Love you, Ron.
So Lisa, you started Chop Cult 7 years ago.
No.
Oh, excuse me. You've been with Chop
Yeah.
Cult for 7 years.
Yeah, Builtwell, the owners of
Yes.
Builtwell actually created Chop Cult in 2009.
My apologies.
Yeah.
So how do you keep it going? Where do you get such great content?
Yeah,
Well,
because
the content, I'm fortunate that, people reach out a lot. They want to work with Chop Cult. So I'm very fortunate but the way that it works out, I'm still today the sole employee of Chop Cult. So the way that I can give back to the person that contributed is I always make sure to give credit where credit's due. If I see that picture posted somewhere else, that person that took the picture or wrote the article is going to get the credit. It doesn't belong to Chop Cult,
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, so you basically act as a platform for people to share their passion
Exactly.
for what we do. Right.
Yeah, and I see a lot of bikes with the social media. I handle probably about 95% of the social media, so I see a lot of new and upcoming builders and painters, but then I also stay with the OG guys that we know and love forever.
Mm-hmm.
But you're sharing their world as well. It takes a lot for a guy to build a bike, and then you put him on a platform like Chop Cult, which has over 250,000 followers, and you're hoping that the keyboard warriors don't come in and tear this guy apart, because at the end of the day, he didn't build that bike for social media. He built it for himself.
right.
So we always make sure that there's no bashing, that if you don't have a kind word to say, don't say it, because it will get deleted. And if you don't like it, there's the unfollow button.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, I know watching my husband and his craft, and as long as it takes for him to do his work, I would hate for anybody to, tear him apart.
No, and man, I think that was like a different time in our thing. You know what I mean? I always hated that one of the other magazines used to do this thing called the Coontail Award, and and it was kind of funny. It's that guy with that bike, and everybody has a good laugh. But then I sit there and I think about it. It's like, man, what do you think it's like the first time one of this guy's buddies walks in with that magazine and says, "Hey, dude, look, you're the joke of the month in this magazine." Like, how heartbreaking that must be for that guy. Because to that guy, his bike is the greatest thing in the world, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many pages that dedicate themselves to that type, and I choose not.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to be on the other side of the road.
No, and that's
because,
good. You're honest. It's fantastic. So
that's one of the hardest things that we have to do. Somebody sends a picture of a bike that they created. They put their heart and soul and time and money into it, and they're gonna feature.
Yep.
And for them, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard to say, you know what, it's not the right bike. It's not what we're looking for right now. And to try and do it with kindness. Sometimes, especially when they're standing in front of you, isn't always easy, but we try so very, very hard because you may not dig it, but they love it. And kudos to them.
And we always have a good way of making everybody feel comfortable. I mean, Lisa, obviously, we've worked with Lisa a lot before, but, like Heather said, like these people come up with a bike that may not be your thing, but, there's no reason to bash that person for their bike. You know, I mean, if you see something you like, you mention it, and you know, be as nice as you can. And that's cool that you actually, you know, you follow that trend for your whole, you know, for everything that you do. If it's not good, you don't agree with it, get rid of it. If you don't like it, don't follow me. You know, I totally agree.
Yeah, well, my background before even motorcycles was culinary arts, and I ran numerous, restaurants when I was a district manager. And it's as soon as that customer comes through the door, you want them to feel welcomed and loved, and when they sit down, you want to feed them, and you want them to come back.
Yeah.
And you need them to come back. You need them to buy your product, and
well, I'll tell you what, especially now, like in this time with our culture, like we need everybody here. Right. We need everybody here, you know.
Hands
and there's you gotta band together with everybody, and I think that's like Chop Cult has always been, you know, from the very beginning. Those guys were brilliant for what they set up with that thing, and
they were.
And with your tenure, I mean, it's just. It's become the anchor of that. It's fantastic.
And the custom culture has no borders. I mean, in all reality, custom is what you think custom is. So.
Oh, absolutely. And even Chop Cult and Cycle Source, like people when they knew you were coming on, they're like, "Well, isn't Chop Cult kind of a competitor?" I'm like, no.
That's our sister. Well, that's our sister on the West Coast, baby.
Well, and that's just it. Especially in today's climate in this industry, is we have to collaborate more instead of compete. It needs to be, you know, and I think that's what a lot of us need to do if we want to keep this industry strong and moving forward. Is, you know, people like you at Chop Cult and Cycle Source and others need to work together to keep it strong and keep it alive. So it's
almost everybody.
Well, it's
almost. Well, like I remember when I was working with Chris, it was a dog world. It was either you went with this guy, you went with that guy. But if you come to me with a bike and I feel like it deserves press over at Chris, I'll send them your way, because I know what it was like to see the first feature that someone did on my husband, and we still have that magazine today. You know, it's
and that's it too. You find the person that's given the most due justice of what they're offering. You know, and that's a cool thing. Like everybody works together, even with the shops. I mean, we go to these events and people are like, "Well, do you like those guys at another shop?" Yeah, man, that's my brother right there. And if it wasn't for a lot of these other shops and all us banding together, we wouldn't have some of the cool stuff we have. You know, I mean, we're more powerful in numbers, and that's a fact. People just need to face it.
That's what Magic Mike just said. He said strength in numbers.
Yeah, right on. Hi, Mike.
Well,
how's your leg?
Yeah, that's what it has to be. I mean, it just has to be. It could all be gone tomorrow, and if it's gone tomorrow, you still need the support.
Yep,
you know,
absolutely.
Of your fellow.
And hey, imagine if it was all gone tomorrow. Like, let's say that all of this shit came to an end. We all went back to 9-to-5 jobs and miserable ass lives with no motorcycles. We would still have incredible stories. We have stacks of media on shelves telling the stories of the things that we did and the places that we went and the stuff that we made. You know, I mean, that's a good life, man.
You know, the cool part about this is I think the last time that we had talked to Lisa, and I remember being in a conversation, this is an interview. This is like calling an old buddy and being like, "Hey, dude, what's up, man? How you feeling?" Like, I think the last time we had talked, we may have been in the same exact conversation that we're in right now. So that's cool.
See how good you are for us.
Right. Thanks, Lisa.
No, it works. And kudos to you. I mean, remember when we were doing it, there was so many out there, and you're still strong, and you know, that's a great thing.
I have a crazy woman that helps me around the clock, and a lot of great people, and that's.
I was that woman for a while. You can have that job. that was a crazy job.
I keep trying to get fired. It hasn't worked yet.
Oh, poor Lisa. Because it used to be she now she says that she's the one actual employee at Chop Cult. She was the one of two here, and like, man, the crazy shit that I come to you with every day.
Oh, good God.
She was my funnel for that.
I'm sure.
Lisa!
Lisa, I want to start a band. Lisa, I want to do a podcast. Lisa, I want to do this. I'm like, dude, can we just get the next issue done?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same conversation me and Heather had 2 months ago.
We have that conversation all the time, and thankfully.
And now all you people are seeing why I sometimes answer my phone. You know? So,
Now, thankfully, I've learned to do enough of the magazine that it gives him some more leeway to play music and play
That's
motorcycle and stuff like that. Not so much.
Okay, so let's go back to talking about Lisa.
No worries.
So you get out to the West Coast. You have this opportunity with Chop Cult, but what was the acclimation process? Being a serious Northeast Coast person, hitting the West Coast scene and getting set up. Because I mean, now all these years later, they love you. Everybody on the West Coast, everybody across the country loves you. But what was it like those first couple events, that first season or two, getting into the groove out there?
Well, when we first came out, it was my job to introduce basically everyone to Dwayne's company and his, because I didn't have Chocolate at that time. So, it was just hitting every single time that we could, and we hit it hard. And by the second year, it was like we kind of started picking and choosing what events made sense for us. And one was always the Man Chopper Fest, because it catered to choppers and it was by the beach. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And then it was just be supportive for anything that Dwayne did and helping him with his social media. And then I started working with you, and that kind of snowballs into everything. And then marketing. I mean, it all snowballed.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. It's been crazy. It's been crazy watching all the stuff that you've done over the years. Like, because, when you first got into this, you were like, yeah, I kind of feel like I could do this stuff, and then you just like,
boom,
took off with it. Like you became so good at it.
Shit, I remember the first time you had me do the blog, and I had to make Dwayne do it, and I was behind him because I was afraid I was going to blow up the website. I was like, and now I can do that stuff. I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of being back here.
Right on. So share some of the craziest shit ever from your time with Chop Cult with us.
Well, the biggest thing with Chop Cult is that, I do everything out of the office, so I don't get to hit to a lot of events. So my job is to support, to help build a following, and then get boots on the grounds and attendance. Mm-hmm. So, I feel kind of disconnected in that area, and I hope that, pretty soon that can change, and I can go to more events. But right now, it's my job to support and do. So I kind of am kind of in the back in this. I'm not really.
You're tethered.
I'm not really out there like how everyone's at events and they can go to it. I support the events, and then I get to watch them, and hopefully we have a contributor that will bring the event back to Chop Cult.
Hey, Roy Karwahara says that Lisa plays a mean game of miniature golf.
Yeah, I do.
No, but here's what I mean, like crazy, because you don't realize, when you sit down, you said that a little bit ago that Chop Cult reaches 250,000 people. You don't realize all the time when you have that kind of reach that those are not necessarily 250,000 of people exactly like you, or even some of them not be as sane as the average person. Like, we get a letter about every 6 months or a year here from one of two guys that Heather won't touch. She brings it in from the mailbox with a pair of tongs, and it's always got some, like last time it was a kitty litter bag and some crazy cutouts of the magazine, and I framed stuff because it's awesome, and also I want the feds to have a shot at figuring out who killed me someday.
Well, he doesn't have to leave the house for that. I mean, see, right here, we got that covered.
So you don't got crazy stories like that?
No,
I'm
I
coming
don't.
to work
Thank
at
God
Chop
I
Cult.
don't. Thank God no, I just have to deal with keyboard warriors. I don't deal with them as much as I used to when I first started this, because I got a lot of, she's a chick, she doesn't know what she's talking about, which really offended me. That one really offended me, but it is what it is. And now with the keyboard warriors, even because I threw out rule number 1 of Chop Cult is don't be a dick. So now if someone's being a dick, I don't even have to say anything, and the community will go in and say, yo, dude, don't do that. That's not cool. Don't do it. The biggest reward is we do I share stolen bikes and we get them recovered.
Yeah, that is awesome. You guys do an awful lot of that.
That one blows my mind. Another one is when someone's broke down on the middle side of the road and thinks that there is no life, they'll do the Chop Cult hashtag. I'll share it, and you'll watch a stranger get out of their house, go down and help a guy out. That you don't see that, you know.
Well, you have some serious heavy hitters coming on, giving you and Dwayne both props. Wink Eller's on right now, Steve Broyles, and everybody's just singing songs of praise for you guys. So you ought to feel pretty good about the work you've done there.
I am. It's by the grace of God, it's all work, you know, and I'm happy that everyone is part of the community, and that's what I hope the next 3, 4, 5 years we can keep on doing.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. And I think everybody's grateful to have that platform that you offer up for them to share their passion for motorcycling. Mm-hmm. And I hope you stick with it for as long as you can, until you just decide you don't want to be tethered anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying. We're hoping. The biggest thing is if, you know, just like you, if you don't have support, you don't have the advertisers, you can't do the magazine, and that's the same thing. You don't have support for the website. We can't keep it free for everybody, because there's so much knowledge. If you want to learn how to build a bike, or you're stuck, you go onto that forum, you type in the search, and you're going to find your answers there, because so many members have contributed.
Oh, there's that strength in numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's something, you know, like you said earlier about there used to be so many magazines and stuff. And I think the industry and part of the culture, like as a whole, are starting to realize that, you know, none of us are ever going to get in probably the AMA Hall of Fame. You know, we're not going to go into anybody's history books except for our own accounts and our own records. Like we are the collectors and the keepers of all that information. You know what I mean? And like, it's important, the stuff that you're doing, the stuff that we're doing here, you know, every outlet that we have that can tell these stories and keep this thing alive is super, super critical to it, you know, because it's as close as it was ever going to be to mainstream was, you know, 15 years ago, and that's gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think also the people have narrowed those, you know, they chose who they wanted to and not to be. And like you're saying, the magazines have thinned down to so few, and maybe part of it is the fact that now it's more directed towards, you know, giving back to the people compared to just taking, and like Chris said, the cheap shots at even their own readers, you know. So it does make a difference.
It does, and I think in the long run, you know, whatever you're going to put out there in the world, just don't make people go on one side or the other. Yeah. Bring everybody together, and it's just so much easier. Yep. You know,
it's more to gain. There truly is more to gain from it.
Inclusionary, not exclusionary.
Yeah,
So I keep seeing the picture go by of you and Dwayne with Jesse. That was a serious blow to see somebody so young and, you know, such a good spokesperson for all of this taken so early in her life, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josie was one that blew me away, because when I first met her, thank God for Roy and Renee introduced us, but I've always been a fan of Jessie. And when I met her, she turned to me and she said, "You know what? I know who you are," and that blew me out of the water, because I was like, what? But then the more I spoke to Jessie, every opportunity that I got, she was so down to earth, and she cared, you know. And you think with a person with the stature that she had, and, you know, the credibility, you were like, you didn't think that she would be touchable, and she was so approachable.
Yeah, she
and
really
one thing that Jessie and I did every single Chopper Fest was she would set up her booth, I would set up my booth, and then we'd meet in the middle, we'd hug each other, have a good show, and leave. And this Chopper Fest was really hard, because when I went to that spot, she was there, but I missed that hug. Yeah.
So what's next? What goes on next for Chop Cult? What's going on for Dwayne and Lisa?
One thing that we have going on, which I'm super stoked about, is Darren McCain's taking over Chop Cult's Instagram account for 24 hours.
Yeah.
On February 29th. That actually gives me a
day
off.
You brave soul.
No, he did it last time, and it was amazing, and he sold a lot of art.
It really was.
Yeah.
I'm still a Chop Cult fan like crazy, so I watch all of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, I know.
it was badass.
And for him to take the time and give us the opportunity to put his knowledge out in the world and to share his talents, I'm forever grateful for that one. And then we have there's a giveaway going on right now on Instagram with a Bombshell Deluxe. She painted up the Chop Cult. She did the Chop Cult logo. We have a new, it's like a meadow flake with paint huffer.
I saw.
So she did that, and that one was another beautiful thing that came together was the micro flake. Chop Cult isn't making a dime on that. Paint huffer carries it all, but the proceeds that are left over goes over to MotoFam, which helps people that have been severely injured in motorcycling. So, which gives back to the community.
What an honor. What an honor to have, a brand that you've been responsible for building up to its level now, have something like think about this, Lisa. In 20 years from now, or maybe 30 years from now, at the SoCal swap meet, some kid is going to be picking up that can of Chop Cult flake from Paint Huffer going, dude, remember this?
Yeah, right.
I read about this shit in a magazine.
Yeah, I was really stoked when he gave us the opportunity, and that was to celebrate Chop Cult's 10th year anniversary. He kicked out that one, and he says it's been a solid seller on his site, so I don't know how long it's going to last, but while it does, we're just having fun with it.
That's cool. So cool. All right, man. Well, listen, tell everybody what they need to do to keep up with you and everything that Chop Cult has to offer all the time.
Okay, to get involved with Chop Cult, just go to chopcult.com. Follow Chop Cult at Chop Cult, and it's on every single platform that can totally possible. You follow one platform, do us a solid, and follow the other ones. For my husband, it's at Dwayne Ballard. For me, at Lisa M. Ballard. You might get bored over there because all you're going to see is puppies and sunflowers, but it is what it is.
Sounds like my page.
Puppies and sunflowers are awesome. Right on. Well, listen, again, thank you so much for coming on, and please thank Dwayne, and we want to thank
keep in
you
touch.
for everything over
like
the
I
years.
said,
Yeah.
the few of us that are left, and I hate to say that, it's gonna be all about collaboration moving forward between everybody, just to keep it going. So.
Yeah, I'm all down for that one.
Right on.
Right on.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right, Lisa.
Okay.
See you, Lisa.
Have a great night. Take care. Bye.
I love talking to people from back home.
Did you catch Dana's post that he said that Lisa told him to grow up and get an iPhone?
Yep.
Oh, Dana, you're awesome.
Oh my God.
He's somebody we should have on too. He does great Grease and Gears Garage episodes.
He's just cool all the way around. I love that dude.
I'll be calling.
All right. So Sam Sampson is covering the event for us, right
He
on.
is. I love. He keeps saying he's going to bed, and I think we keep sucking him back in. It's great.
Dude, drywall's gonna be totally messed up tomorrow. You better
Right.
get on it.
Crooked. That should be crooked, yo. So
We got more news?
we
You want to do more
but
news or a couple events?
We're actually coming up to time that we're supposed to have our second guest, but let's go through a couple events real quick because we got tons of events to announce tonight too. The Daytona season is well upon us. We're weeks away, as Heather keeps reminding me. The one thing that you don't want to miss, no matter when you go to Daytona, whether it's spring or fall, the reason to go to Daytona almost exclusively, Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time Old School Chopper Show, happening March 12th, Thursday, all the time in Daytona. Do not miss this show because there's nothing like it. It's off the hook.
Yeah, probably my favorite show of the year.
Right on.
So, go ahead.
The Broken Spoke is packed with events throughout Daytona, from the Bad Apple Bash, the True Grit Show, mini bike racing, custom bike show. The Handmade Lot is going to be set up there. The Cycle Source Custom Bike Show, I should say that. The Dennis Kirk Garage Built Show, the Pirouettes Paint Show, Hairball, the Black Smoke Center.
So so while you
say,
I was just gonna do that. I got the website and everything. So Black Smoke Sinners, which is Christopher's, the band that Christopher.
I'll be Pistopher. Go ahead.
That's what you get for this shameless plug.
Yeah.
She just called you Pistopher.
There you go, Heather. Thanks for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife. All right. We're
Always
moving
there
on.
to support.
Anyway, they're playing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Excuse me, in Daytona.
Well, now we need a new spokesmodel.
Yeah, dude, Sons of Speed. So Sons of Speed brings up the next guest that we're going to have here.
Which is always awesome. That's a cool setup.
Dude, one of my favorite people to talk to, has been for almost forever.
Great guy.
Yeah. Started Sons of Speed. Can't even believe that it's been 10 races ago. Can you dig that, man? 10 races
and
since
dude,
Sons of Speed
as
started.
exciting as the first one. Like, they're so cool. If you haven't gone to see one or haven't paid attention to it, check them out. These dudes are balls out on these old bikes.
Absolutely.
They don't play no games.
So obviously I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Billy Lane. Let's see if we can get Billy on the line and see what's up for Sons of Speed 10.
Hey, Chris.
Billy, what's up, man? You're live on Shop Talk.
Awesome.
How's it going? Are you good and crazy yet?
Not yet. We're going to ramp up for crazy, though. I mean, we've got that race in less than a month, so bike week.
But not even just that. I've obviously always called Billy at the worst possible time in his life. So he's in the middle of working on the shop, moving stuff into the shop, and I'm like, hey, take a half hour with us Sunday night.
Let's talk. Dude, I gotta say the pictures of you with those girls on Facebook, you post on Instagram, dude, you have an amazing family. Them little girls are beautiful.
Oh, those girls have changed my life.
Oh, they crack me up.
Right on.
Yeah, they're the reason I do what I do. I mean, I always did what I did because I loved it, and now I do it because I love them so much. It's a whole different approach.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see, the other side of you. Also, you post a lot. It's that's pretty badass, man. I enjoy seeing the pictures of you having fun with them. They always have a smile on their face.
Yeah, they love their daddy. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So Sons of Speed 10, number 10.
Man, I can't believe it.
Every time we say it, we're just like, Jesus, already 10.
I couldn't believe Sons of Speed 1 happened, and it almost did, and the fact that we're here at number 10 is really amazing.
Well, let's go over the timeline for a minute, because Sons of Speed 1 was a giant undertaking, so much so that you put it off for a little bit from when it was first supposed to be, so that it came off right. It was how many races until you added in the 45 class then?
So I was thinking about that earlier tonight. I think we did 2 races and then we added the 40. We did 3 races and then we added the 45 class, and I was really reluctant to do it. But looking back, it was definitely the right move.
Oh my God. Because it seemed like overnight, leading up to the 45 class, overnight there was a city inside of the infield of the racetrack. Like everybody was in at that point, man. It went nuts.
Yeah, like for guys kind of our age, it's a whole younger crew of guys riding now, but the 45, when the 45 is what the Volkswagen Beetle was when we were kids. Right. It was what you could buy cheap and and customize and make really cool for a low buck. If you couldn't afford, say, a Chevelle or a Mustang or something like that, guys, and that's what the 45 has become now. And I never really understood how fast they could be, because I'd ridden some stock 45s before, and once we started riding, we realized how great they are. I'm really glad we included it, because it's a whole younger crew of men and women that are riding at our race.
Yeah. Now, so for number 10, one of the reasons we were talking about having you on tonight is you have some different things going on for number 10 to celebrate this. It's really is a milestone. I mean, like you said, number 1 was enough, but to get 10 of them under your belt now is a milestone. What do you have coming up for the 10th?
Gosh, a whole bunch of stuff. So first of all, we've added some new classes. We're running single cylinder bikes, which is, I think there's a lot of them out there. And I think it's a great way to bring people in who want to race and have the bikes, but don't know where to race them, because there's not a lot of single cylinder racing going on. And then on the board track bikes, we'd only been racing the 61-inch bikes, and now we've opened that 61-inch class up to unlimited displacement board track bikes. And,
Wow.
you know, 'cause there's a lot of 74-inch Harley JVs out there, and then a lot of people who are running stroker bikes and 68-inch, which is like basically a D-stroke 74. And that's just going to bring speeds up, you know, which is what we're all about, you know. Is I mean, people have been racing these old bikes for a long time, but they're not racing them the way we are. They're not going as fast as we are, and that's why we have the name we have, and that's why we have the, you know, it's growing the way it is, because, you know, we're just doing it faster than everybody else is. And that's the great takeaway, is everybody that comes that's never seen it says, I didn't know they could go that fast.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're balls out. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's one thing. And then, you know, we're doing a lot more for the racers themselves, and then we're doing a lot more for the fans that want to come see us race. You know, we're offering different levels of VIP. You know, we've got the Rock Pass, which is the private party on Friday night before the race, and you know, we got live music and all out and meet the racers and see the bikes, and it's just, you know, it's we want to really elevate it, and we've grown slow, and this is kind of that first big step in it, changing it from just was pretty much just a race before, and now making it a real event.
Oh man, I'm telling you it is. Like the one thing I want to put in people's minds, if you have a preconceived idea of what this may or may not be like, you have no idea how many times you will literally be on the edge of your seat waiting to see how it's going to come out, because I've seen guys ride up the wall. I've seen guys slide down the curve. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
They definitely put it all out when they go out there. I mean, I got to say that they don't play any games. They go out there and they're competitive. And like you said, Billy, these things run, you know, 45, not 45. These guys go out there and give it their all.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, when we first did the first race, it was, okay, if we can get a half a dozen, you know, 100-year-old bikes to go around the track for laps, I'm happy. And, you know, after that, we realized, okay, they're pretty fast. and then it's really become competitive with everybody now, because, you know, most everybody who's racing is a mechanic or has a shop. And, you know, so they're really getting into it, because this is like what knuckleheads were, you know, 20, 25 years ago. There was no Google, you know, back in the old days to figure out how to make a knucklehead run. You know, you had to know an old timer or have an old manual or something like that. And, you know, you couldn't get on eBay and just buy an old manual on, you know, Chopper Swapper or anything. Yeah. And it's that way with these bikes now. There's no information out there, and like no compiled information. Everybody's learning, you know, everybody's learning how to do it and learning from everybody else. And so every race they're faster, you know, faster and faster. From
the first race to the 9th, coming up to the 10th, you can obviously tell they're starting to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
You know?
And then on top of that, you know, before Sons of Speed, they were racing them on flat dirt tracks, you know, mostly at like basically fairgrounds and stuff. And so the gear ratios and the way you ran them was different. And now when you get on this asphalt bank track and you're not sliding, you're not really decelerating and accelerating a whole lot, the gear ratios are changing, and how you ride the bike is changing. And so everybody's gaining experience in tuning and riding. And so it's just becoming so much more competitive at such a rapid rate. And it's every time I come out to an event, like I'll be out at the practice day, I'm like, oh, look at how fast they're going now. You know, it's just crazy. The lap times are getting shorter and shorter,
which makes for great racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what would you have ever expected? Because I mean, you've been personally responsible from, you know, throughout your career for some really, really iconic things that you brought to the table for the whole custom industry. But would you have ever thought that you would do something that was so historically significant? Because there's no doubt like this is
a game changer.
This is scribed into the motorcycle history books forever that this has happened. If you have, how heavy is that?
Yeah, you brought something back that was gone, hands down. This would have never come back if you wouldn't have grabbed a hold of it.
The answer is no. I mean, I really didn't. I couldn't even imagine it being like this, you know, because we were talking the other day about when I used to come to Bike Week. I mean, the kind of the big thing to do was to go to Willie's Tropical Tattoo Show. That was kind of one of the only reasons to come to Daytona, and I was only 90 miles away, and I'm like, I'm going to go to Willie's, and that's all I really cared to do. And I mean, still is one of the great things to do there. And he had changed. Him putting on his show, Willie putting on his show on every Thursday, kind of changed Daytona.
Yep.
And Sons of Speed's doing that now too, and it feels really good. And I mean, I'll tell you, after our last race in October, one of the guys that's been really heavy into it came up to me and said, "Hey man, I just want to tell you that being involved in Sons of Speed's changed my business." He's like, "I have all these guys coming to me now, and they want to get involved in this." And he said, "I have all this work that I wouldn't even have if it was." So that felt really good to hear him say that, because I mean, I never envisioned it changing somebody's, it's putting food on somebody's plate.
Right.
And it's just, it's really remarkable.
Which seems to have changed a lot of what you do too. I mean, in all reality, it seems like the majority of your work and the majority of your time spent on updating and playing with these bikes. I mean, you don't see much of your build stuff compared to, you messing with these Sons of Speed bikes and other people. So has it affected you, I mean, business-wise?
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, I certainly have a shop full of chopper stuff that I'm doing. I just haven't really been I've been focused on growing Sons of Speed for so many reasons. I mean, I just believe in it. I love it. Everybody's really passionate about it. It's kind of a big dysfunctional family. So I'm still doing a lot of the chopper stuff, but what I'm showing people more of is the Sons of Speed stuff, and I do love it. It's a whole new, it's a whole new thing for me.
I've had the privilege to know another side of you for quite a while, and I don't even want to embarrass either one of us by saying how long ago we might have had this conversation. I remember forever ago, like in the absolute chopper heyday, man, you and I sat down somewhere, and it might have been Daytona, it might have been when you were across the street from the wreck, and you were talking about trying to figure out how to pour your own Babbitt bearings. And all that time ago, you were so digging on vintage bikes, and nobody knew it. I don't think very many people did anyway. And like they're all cheering for you for the whole chopper ranks, but man, you were like head deep into that shit. You couldn't wait to get back from the event to get back into what you were looking for. And to see that all these years later, man, to see you actually have made that transformation and made it such a big part of your life is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and that's the thing, is I was into these things so many years ago, but it wasn't cool. Nobody cared. Nobody even understood it, and so I never really made much of a fuss about it because, nobody got it. And I'll tell you, one of the things that kind of made it cool was when Indian Larry saw it. He saw a bunch of my old stuff when he was down here visiting, and when he thought it was cool, I was like, okay, if he thinks it's cool too, and I think it's cool,
What's wrong with
It's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
us two fools can't be wrong.
Right on. I love that you moved it to the first Saturday of Bike Week. It's such a great way to start, like
Motorcycle
the opening.
week, yeah.
It's the rally season. Like, what a great way to kick off the season. So good job on that move.
Thanks. Yeah, that was another thing, just like adding in the 45s. I wasn't sure if it was the right move or not, but because traditionally the second weekend of Bike Week was always the busiest. And then a few years ago, Aaron and I were, we don't ever get to go to anything. We were riding the first weekend, and it was packed. There's people, all over the place. And that's kind of what made me first think about it. And then that's also when they do the Antique Motorcycle Club, big swap meeting, which is, a mile down the road from the race. And so that's a good tie-in. And then also the second weekend's when they have American Flat Track and the Daytona 200, and we didn't want to compete with that. And people say, well, I can't do all of it. What am I going to do? So moving it to the first weekend definitely kind of solves a lot of problems. And it's good for us too, because then once we're done with that, I can enjoy Bike Week,
right.
Versus working all week just to get ready for the event. So,
yeah. Yes, sir. So what about Choppers Inc.? I mean, the races are killer. We're gonna, towards the end of the interview, we're gonna tell everybody how to get on, get tickets, get them now, hurry up. But what about Choppers Inc. and what about the shop? Tell everybody what you're going through right now with the shop.
Yeah, so I moved my family to the Nashville, Tennessee area, mainly because the community and the schools are so great for our girls. And we didn't love Daytona. We liked it, but we just didn't love living there, and especially for having kids. Being up here is just a better place. And so we bought a building here, and right after we got in the contract into it this summer, the building caught fire, and I've been battling that fire ever since. I mean, it caught fire in June, and I'm still not moved into the building, so I'm basically in temporary space for the last 6-7 months, and trying to get this place fixed up, and so it's been a mission.
And dude, I mean, the average person probably isn't going to understand. Like, this cat doesn't have a couple toolboxes. I mean, like, he's got about an acre of equipment that he has to consider moving and reposition. Like, a move for you is no small gig, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've moved so much in the last few years, and then, I mean, I've moved everything here, and it's in temporary space, and a lot of it I had to move twice since I've been here. And now,
oh my God,
the word is I'm going to be able to move in this Wednesday. I'm not going to be able to because of my schedule, but the building should be ready Wednesday, and I'm dreading having to move it again. But I guess once it's done, it's done, and I'm retiring my moving services after this.
You don't care what happens, you're never moving again, right? That's it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I've probably spent 50, 60 days this year moving, which is a lot of time.
Oh my God.
Well, especially because how busy you are. Like, how do you carve that time out? You just must work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I get up at 2:30 in the morning to go to work, and then I get home earlier. I get home at 3:30 so I can be home with my girls and spend time with them. But I get up way early in the morning. But I beat the world to the punch. Yeah. That's how I get it done, because I'm up early before the phone starts ringing.
Yeah, you get the most done before people even get out of bed. I mean, that was our game. That was our game for years. But that shop, disrupting the shop, I don't think people realize how much that messes up your life. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm really lucky. I have a bunch of great customers that have been patient with me through all this moving and everything. Everybody kind of understands what I'm going through, but still doing a lot of chopper builds, and then I'm going to get back into the parts business. Hopefully later this year. I really want to get back in manufacturing parts.
Hey, we have a couple questions real quick. Well, actually, first one's just a statement from Steve Bruce, 3-3. Let's see. Nick Hildebrittle, can the public come to your shop? And Rich Petoniak, do you have a Pope motorcycle? They were made in Westfield, Mass, where his shop is located. And he knows someone that has a Pope, and he's trying to buy it.
Yeah, so I'm not open to the public right now because I'm not even open. So I am going to open to the public once I get the place opened up. And we also, we bought Arlen Fatland's building, the two-wheeler shop down in Daytona.
Yeah.
And we're eventually going to open that up year-round too as a public space, and have that open during the rallies. And so I'll have, two places to people can come. And then the second question about the Pope, I have a 1914 Pope overhead valve that I'm restoring.
That's awesome.
Right on. What are you doing with Arlen's building for this Daytona? Are you doing anything with it?
No, I can't. I was going to try and have it open, but because of what I'm going through with the building here in Tennessee, it's almost like trying to fight two wars. Mm-hmm. So because the building in Daytona has to be brought up to code before I can open it to the public. Yeah. And so I haven't been able to get down there and do that because I've been dealing with this one here. But I plan to have that renovated this year also, and probably for Biketoberfest have a big opening and have a nice open space there, because it's right in the heart of Daytona Beach on Main Street. It's such a great building.
You got Ron Tonetti comes on and says, hi, Billy, best of luck in Tennessee. Ronnie Tonetti. Jason Sims, when are you going to do some more YouTube videos? Love the content you've been putting on. And I agree with him. We want more of your YouTube videos.
Yeah, we share them whenever you get them out. Like, they're out. They're on ShopTalk.
Yeah, no stress. I mean, we understand you're going through a bunch of shit, but how about them YouTube videos?
Take your time, but we could really use them,
I actually love doing it, and I want to start doing more of them. I've been struggling for time. I've been basically being a GC on my building repair, but doing it all myself. And so that's been pretty consuming, but I've been wanting to put up at least 1 or 2 videos a week. So I'm going to get back on that pretty quick because I really like doing it.
Well, and I think the thing about it too, man, is like, and this goes way back to conversations with you. You are so good at being a teacher, and when you do those videos, like there's stuff that I pick up every time I see one of your videos, and you're just so good. You're the consummate teacher. So I think those are fantastic public service that you do also.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Chris. I've been shooting videos all summer long ever since I've been here. I just haven't posted a lot of this stuff because I'm limited in my capabilities right now. Like I'm probably running at 25%. So I've started a lot of projects and filmed a lot of stuff, but I haven't been able to shoot the reveal or the final portion of the video yet because I can't use my milling machine, or at the time I'm doing something that's too dark, and like the warehouse I'm in is real dark, and so it's too dark to shoot the video, or it's too loud because I'm in basically the back of a big warehouse where they're doing other work and it's really loud. So
yeah,
the audio is going to be washed out by all the background noise. So I haven't been able to finish it, but I have a ton of content stored up that once I get back in my place, I can finish everything up and just have a ton of video to unload.
Well, we'll put them out here as fast as we can get them from you too, man. Because like I said, I really feel that's a great service to the community.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, your videos are like super informative, and you go through stuff slow, so it's cool to actually watch you mess with this stuff. A lot of people don't post stuff like that.
Yeah, YouTube's pretty amazing. I mean, it's the largest social media on the planet,
mm-hmm.
And I think people are now, well, older people, I think, are just now starting to get hip to it. I know there's some of my friends' kids say that's all they watch. They don't even have TV. All they watch is YouTube. So I think it's going to become a pretty powerful place. I want to definitely carve out my little corner of it so that because I have a lot of stuff to show, and I'm really doing the work, which is makes it pretty easy to show people what you're doing.
Oh yeah, dude. And once you could, like, smart TVs have really changed everything, and I don't think people understand that connection yet. Some people still see this division line between television and the computer, and like when I'm out in my shop, I have a TV screen in my shop and I'm watching smart TV stuff. I'm watching YouTube and I'm watching stuff on Facebook and live streams, and it's a completely different world now. Like those barriers are gone, man.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be working when you're in your shop and not watching TV? Just
shit.
Busted.
All right, so listen, tell everybody all about the kickoff party, the race, everything, where they can get tickets and how they can keep up with this.
Okay, so Sons of Speeds were racing board track bikes from 1910 to 1929, and then 45 twins, basically Harley Indian 45 twins from 1930 to 1955. It's really great vintage racing on a half-mile banked asphalt track at New Smyrna Speedway. And so that race is March 7th, and we have a practice on Friday, March 6th for people who buy the VIP tickets. And the tickets and info are on Eventbrite. That website address is
Heather just put it up.
I just posted it.
Okay, yeah.
It's in the comments a couple times, so you don't have to go through all that. But I will tell people, I know they sold out their infield the past couple times, so if you plan on going and you want those tickets, get them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we sold like the last 4 events. We sold those all those VIP tickets out, and we have a couple new things too. We have the pre-party. So we've got a meet and greet Thursday night, or is it Friday night?
Friday night.
Yeah. We have a pre-party Friday night at the Iron Horse Saloon, and all that info is on Eventbrite also. But Chris is playing some rock and roll music up there with Xavier Muriel, right?
Yep.
So you guys are gonna be rocking out, and then after that we have a meet and greet down on Main Street at Hot Leathers, which is actually right next to our building. And then people who buy those rock passes also get access to practice on Friday, and the practice is just they don't. Okay. Oh, that's the all access passes. Erin's over here correcting me. She knows, my wife Erin knows a lot more about this than I do. I couldn't do it without her. I'll tell you what.
No, listen, I agree. We could probably just let Heather and Erin do the show tonight and cover everything that we need to get done.
Yeah, my wife's gonna get a neck cramp if she shakes her head any more than she is right now.
So let's make it this a little easier for you. If you click on that link I posted, there's a great, very good description of each type of ticket you can buy. Tells you everything you get, the times, the places, where you can go, where you can't go. So get your tickets right now.
Yeah, I'm just over here telling stories. Yeah, we've got these really. Let me put my wife on the phone. Hang on a second. No, we've got really great lanyards for the VIP. They're for the all access and VIP passes. They're lanyards, and they're laser etched.
Oh, cool.
They're really great. We've got some good stuff for people. It's not just, we're really elevating the event, but they double as a bottle opener. The ones. Okay, hey, I feel like I'm getting coached over here.
Speakerphone. Just put it on speakerphone. Oh, she's funny.
Yeah. Hey, tell me how to set the timing on a Harley JD.
Nice call.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I taught you how to change a diaper.
Yeah, she's
nice. Oh boy.
And how to be more sensitive.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
So we should probably let Billy go before this turns into an all-out marital dispute live on air.
Hey, listen, I'm just grateful that I can see that I'm not the only man in the world. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Erin, I got your back.
She heard that.
I got your back. We'll sit. We'll have a glass of wine. We'll figure this shit out.
All right.
Yeah,
man.
but Heather, I appreciate you. Putting that information out there, because everything's out there on Eventbrite on that link that Heather put up. And we'll keep posting stuff too on my Instagram page and Facebook for anybody who might be checking in.
And we will
late.
share it for you.
I don't know if you heard the show earlier, but I almost have a side deal cut with Kiefer on a 45. So an engine and a transmission. If Heather will just get the hell out of the way, we might get this done for fall.
And I told you got to come ride my bike on the track while get the chance out there early. There's so much fun to ride.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well,
it'll give you a different perspective on it. It's one thing to talk about it, but once you ride one on that track, it'll blow your mind. And just if I could say to everybody listening out there, if somebody wants to get involved in this, I mean, grabbing a 45 and starting racing is a great way, because it'll get in your blood, it'll get in your system so hot and heavy that you can't think about anything else.
And it's not. I mean, to go after some of the singles, the older bikes like that might get a little pricey. But like for the stuff I've been looking at 45, it doesn't seem like it'd be a whole lot of dough to get into.
No.
So
like we've had a lot of guys just buy stock 45s, come out, they're slow as hell, but they run them and they get used to it. Then they'll go buy a set of cams. You know what I mean? And that steps them up a little bit. Then they'll start doing all the intake porting and putting the bigger valves in and stuff. And then next thing you know, you got a bike that's going 95 miles an hour on that track. It's crazy.
Right on.
So.
All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for taking the time with us. I know you're crazy busy. I hope that in the very near future, we're going to come and actually spend some time with you in the then completed and completely in shop.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that. We definitely got to do it.
But if
we'll
nothing
play
else,
some guitar, mess with some motorcycles.
Yeah, hey, and listen, Daytona, man. Daytona, the Sinners are playing 3 shows. We'd like to get you up there on one. That'd be awesome. Blow the world's mind.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Blow the world's mind.
They'll give you a couple songs you can work on beforehand. It'll be a piece of cake.
He's got it. He's badass.
Oh, I know.
Right on. All right, Billy.
Well, my guitar's better than I am, but
dude, you have 2 of the most killer guitars in the world too. He was sending me pictures earlier in the week. God.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm lucky. I love those things. All right. Well, hey, I'm grateful for you guys having me on too. I really appreciate all the support.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Our pleasure. Anytime you need anything, any little push for any PR, just let us know. We're always there.
Okay, and if I ever screw anything up, just call and talk to my wife. She's got
You're just digging that hole deeper, Billy.
Yeah.
That's what, you're awesome.
All right, best to Aaron too, man.
Right. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys.
All right, you guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Oh,
Good
that's
shit
an
right
episode
there.
you're
That's
gonna
so-
want to watch
so
again.
real.
and
So
again.
great. It's not just us.
It's so real.
We have proof.
Oh my God.
How great is it whenever you actually get the real, true deal, you know?
Hey,
And you
know
always
what?
do with him. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, nothing's
Absolutely.
behind the scene. He's just a great guy. He always has been. So
Love that cat. So let's jump real quick back to some events because we're coming up on the end of the show quicker than I can even tell you. The time is running out on my Daytona build. In short order, the Donnie Smith Show right around the corner, March 28th and 29th. Going up to the Great White North for one of the coolest shows you will ever go to. The Space Coast Show. Do I have this up right? Yes. Saturday, February 15th, this weekend. Space Coast Show is going on. March 20th, 22nd, 2020, The Chill. We've been waiting to publish this one.
That's jeez,
I just get lost on the
I
bumper to
made that
bumper logo.
coffee. There were some remnants in there. What was in the coffee you had
I don't
earlier?
know. I think whiskey because it's kicking my ass right now.
Damn.
I never get
So let's
nothing
go back
nice.
to Daytona. Back in Daytona, our custom bike show is happening on Tuesday, March 10th.
Tuesday night Black Smoke Sinners.
Sunday, March 8th is Warren Lane's True Grit Antique and Chopper Gathering. Killer time at the Broken Spoke. On Wednesday, the Pirowitz Paint Show. Off the hook, it gets better every year. And before we know it, it'll actually be December 3rd through the 10th. And we will be on the High Seas Rally, baby. Actually going to come along with Cycle Source Magazine, Providence Cycle Works. We're going to do some Grease and Gears Garage. We're also trying to do mini bike drag racing on the ship and some other stuff. We got some great stuff, some announcements coming up. So if you haven't got your tickets yet for the High Sea Rally, go on the website, get them now, because I promise you this year is going to be unlike any other before. It's going to be ridiculous. You guys have a mailbox for stuff. You guys have a mailbox to mail for stuff.
That's backwards.
It's inside out. Okay, so yes, we do have a mailbox to mail stuff, and it's 118 Dellenbaugh Road, Tarentum, Pennsylvania, 15084. We're going to take 2 seconds here before we wrap the show, so don't go anywhere. We need to do this because it helps pay the bills. We'll be right back with the end of Shop Talk.
Spectro Premium Motorcycle Wash. Take the work out of cleaning your bike. This is the best performing cleaning solution available for fighting dirt, grease, grime, bug splattered brake dust, and road film. Contains no petroleum solvents or harsh chemicals. This formula rinses clean on aluminum parts.
Well, that was straight to the point and very informative.
That guy's voice was very informative.
Oh, I love it, Jung Bud Killer Baker. Don't end. My therapist said make it 2 hours. No.
Okay, well, let's go out on a high note. Hey!
Again, that lady.
Oh, my God.
What are you, 5?
I am
Well,
5 years old, but
7.5 at least.
it's good. It keeps me young. All right, listen, we want to take this opportunity this time of the show to thank each one of you guys and gals for letting us into your headspace, into your home, and into your mind for a couple minutes. Shop Talk's coming to you live every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, through the courtesy of the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. Several other sponsors that we want to thank, including S&S, Spectro, Dennis Kirk, on and on the list goes. Chopper Town, thank you guys for being such a great part of our community. The Cycle Source fans that are out there also, we appreciate your shares, your comments, and helping us keep this thing going.
If you dig it,
Share it.
share it. That's the biggest thing you could do. Share it, share it.
We're going to be coming back with you. Actually, we're taking next Sunday off because I'm going to be in Texas with a gig with the Sinners, and we'll be back the following week. We got some great stuff coming up, including an entire show based around Michael Lichter's Motorcycles as Art exhibit this year. We're going to announce the details of that coming up shortly. But until next time, where it'll be Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
You guys are funny.
With another episode of Shop Talk. See ya.
See ya.